All right. Here we go, guys. So, Lost Sword March next week is the beginning of the month-long collab. This will be going on for a month. I know it's been a little bit dry, but to be fair, they've been prepping for the collaboration, and we're almost there. So, we are going to be having Asuka and Hikage as the first on banner. Obviously, Asuka will be free, so keep that in mind. Getting a copy of her will be free, right? So, let's just get into the collaboration character info here because I do think this is important, just in case some people don't know. So, collab characters do not have any global buffs in their training system. Collab characters do not affect the max level of the round table. Elixirs aren't granted during Awakening for collab characters. Among the collaboration, the characters' pets, Hikage and Yumi, can be obtained through pickup summon. Guaranteed summon count pity for collab characters and pets is shared with existing pickup count. Collab characters and pets cannot be obtained through normal summon tickets, or uncommon summon tickets, 5-star summon tickets, or 5-star selection tickets. So collaboration characters and pets cannot be obtained from Inherited Will or Fated Legacy. The collab characters' ultimate skill cutscenes will be shared next week. And that's pretty much that for info on the collaboration characters. So let's kind of go over the kits, because I do think, in my opinion, and I kind of predicted this in previous videos, I thought they were going to be, not necessarily OP, but, we'll always have to see in testing. But they're both pretty straightforward. So obviously we've got Asuka here. Her ultimate skill, Twin Blade, inflicts damage equal to a certain percent of attack to all enemies, increases their own attack. They have an active skill where they inflict damage equal to a percentage of attack to all enemies in the forward area. And then passive training hobby, the potency of equipment main stat is increased by a certain percent. And then applies only to equipment with items level 999 or lower. So she's basically consistently buffing her attack percentages here, so pretty straightforward. On top of that as well, she's got a passive where she increases her own attack and then increases her own critical hit chance by a certain percentage. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward for Asuka here. And then here is her card, Peak Cinema. We've got her pet as well. And yeah, one of my favorite characters in Senran Kagura, Hikage. So let's take a look at her. So she's going to be a centered position nature archer, and her kit as well is also pretty straightforward, guys. Nothing too complicated, but I do like her kit a little bit more. So she inflicts damage equal to a certain percent of attack to all enemies, and increases her own attack speed by a certain percent. Inflicts damage equal to a certain percent of attack to all enemies in the forward area. And she reduces her cooldown of the active skill when Hikage defeats an enemy. So the more targets affected by her basic attack and active skill, the greater the damage dealt to each target. And then she increases her own attack, her own critical hit chance, and basic attack number of targets by X. So as long as you're consistently defeating enemies, you'll always get basically an attack buff on this active skill here. And then I'd really like to see how much she increases her own attack speed. And I think with the pet, that allows her to increase that even more. She'd be pretty devastating, I think, right? But again, her kit is pretty straightforward. We'll see how this goes. I think it'll be a good idea to kind of let people that are going to whale, let them test it out, and then kind of make a decision based off of that, because they may end up just being okay, which is fine, right? I think that's fine regardless. It gives people a chance to, if they want, save for when they continue to release new characters, but we'll see how it goes. And then this is her card. Really love the artwork on this. It looks pretty solid. And yeah, that's really about it. We've got her pet as well. We've got some new content with Constellation. Black Goddess Constellation will be added, which will be upgraded using Goddess Stones. New adventure chapters. Chapters will be expanded up to 68. We've got new pickups. Hikage, Anessa, Isabel. And then we've got the pets as well. And we've got a new event for our Senran Kagura girls. So pretty exciting stuff. Like I said, I think it's gonna be best to wait and see how they're gonna work in the environment, right? When people start doing testing, I'm predicting that even if you do max them out, I'd say Hikage may be slightly, well, I think she will be better than Asuka, but I don't think she's going to be game-changing account-wise. But I could be wrong, right? So either way, if it turns out to be like that, you'll be able to save whatever tickets and gems for, when the collab is over, and you can, finally save up and use that on other units that come out in the future, or they could be busted, and we'll see. Plus, we still have to wait for Yumi, guys, so that is about it. Let me know your plans for Lost Sword, guys. I'm out. Later.